It was a cold night in Alaska. The stars were clear, and the sky was quiet. James Carter, a retired Air Force pilot, sat alone near a fire, drinking hot coffee. His cabin was deep in the woods, far from the cities, far from noise. But tonight, something was different. Suddenly, his satellite phone beeped. That phone had not rung in years. James picked it up. "Carter here," a serious voice replied. "We need you back. Something is coming." Above Earth, low orbit, a giant black object appeared in the sky, near Earth's orbit. It was long like a ship, but it had no engines, no lights, no windows. It just floated, silently. Telescopes on Earth caught its image. NASA went on high alert. The object did not match anything human-made. Within an hour, every major space agency, NASA, ESA, CNSA, ISRO reported the same thing. Unknown object in low Earth orbit. No response, no signal. But then, a signal came, a strange, mechanical voice spoken over 700 languages. It repeated one message again and again. "Surrender your world. Resistance is failure. Comply or be erased." The UN emergency meeting. World leaders gathered in Geneva. The emergency council was formed in secret. No media, no public. President Harris of the United States stood up first. "This is not a joke. We are dealing with an unknown species. We don't know their intent, but their message is clear." Russia's leader asked, "Have they attacked?" "Not yet," replied China's delegate. "But they are watching. We sent a drone." It vanished without trace. The Indian representative added, "They don't want to talk. They want control." After hours of debate, the UN created Operation Sentinel, a secret defense alliance. The world agreed. Humans must work together now. Introducing the team, James Carter was called back. He didn't want to return to war, but he knew something this big could not be ignored. At the underground base near Nevada, he met the team. Dr. Lin Wei, a brilliant Chinese quantum scientist, Captain Ayesha Rahman, Special Forces from Pakistan, Ethan Cross, a young British hacker with a criminal past, Dr. Sofia Mendes, AI researcher from Brazil. They were all different. They had never worked together, but they were humanity's best. General Monroe briefed them. "The object calls itself the Herald. It's not just a ship. It's a scout. The real fleet is behind it. We have 72 hours. James asked, "Can we stop it?" The general replied, "We don't know, but we can try." The first encounter, a high-tech stealth jet was launched, carrying James and Aisha toward the Herald. The ship floated like a dead whale in the sky, silent still, watching. As they approached, their instruments went dead. GPS failed. Radar failed. Even voice comms failed. The ship shut down all electronics. Then, lights appeared, a circle of glowing blue symbols. The ship was alive. A voice entered their minds, clear, cold, and emotionless. Primitive species. Curious but doomed. Suddenly, a beam of light scanned their jet. And just like that, the jet vanished. Back on Earth, Dr. Lin screamed, "We lost them!" Inside, the unknown James and Aisha opened their eyes. They were still alive inside. The alien ship, it was unlike anything they had seen. The walls were not metal, not stone, but something alive. The air was breathable, but cold. Strange floating machines circled them. No weapons, no wires. They just observed. Then a figure appeared, tall, thin, with glowing skin and no mouth. It spoke not with sound, but with thought. "You are not fit to lead. Your species is chaotic. We offer peace through control." James shouted, "We will never kneel to invaders." The being paused. "Then your species will end. You have 3 cycles." And just like that, they were back on Earth. The world reacts. The news leaked. Social media exploded. People panicked. Some said it was fake. Others believed it was judgment. Protests began. Governments shut down information, but the message continued to play, surrender or be erased. Dr. Lin studied the signal. She found something hidden, a pattern, a code. It wasn't just a message, it was a test. They're watching how we respond, she said. Emotion, fear, logic, they're gathering data, Dr. Sophia added. It's a psychological invasion. They're not just after our land. They want our minds. A hacker's move. Ethan Cross, the young hacker, decided to fight back in his own way. While the world debated, he found a backdoor, a way to send a reply. Using a mix of alien signal patterns and Earth tech, he created a fake message and bounced it back to the Herald. The reply was simple: "We are not afraid." Within minutes, the alien ship turned, slowly facing the source of the message. For the first time it responded, then learned fear. Humanity prepares. The clock was ticking. 3 days, General Monroe ordered worldwide blackout drills. Satellites were moved. Old weapons were dusted off. Underground shelters reopened. Dr. Lin worked on decoding the ship's energy signature. She found something odd. The ship was drawing power from Earth's magnetosphere, but not just for movement. It's scanning minds, she said. It's reading us. The team realized the ship wasn't just here to fight. It wanted to understand human weakness so it could exploit it. The silent reply then. Something unexpected happened. A weather satellite near the Arctic sent a signal. But no one sent it. It was a silent message, no words, just a pulse. James reviewed the data. It's Morse code, he said. It says, wait. No one knew where it came from. But the alien ship paused. For 10 whole minutes, it did not move. Dr. Sophia whispered, someone else is watching. The new plan with 24 hours left. The team made a decision. They would not wait to be destroyed. They began building a counter-signal, not to attack, but to disrupt, using the same emotional frequencies the aliens were reading. Dr. Sophia and Ethan created a feedback loop of raw human emotion. Joy, pain, rage, love, hope. We'll make them feel everything at once, Sophia said. Let's see if they can handle humanity. The final hour as the ship began glowing again, preparing for full invasion. Earth's largest radio tower sent the signal. The alien ship trembled. Lights flickered. Symbols broke apart. Inside the ship, strange machines shook violently. One of the floating observers exploded. Then the ship fell silent. All over the world, the alien message stopped. No voice. No warning. The sky was quiet, but only for a moment. The end or the beginning? As the team celebrated the success, Dr. Lin looked at her screen. Something new had appeared. A second object, much larger, was now entering the solar system. She whispered. That wasn't the invasion. That was the scout. Everyone stared in silence. James looked to the sky and said, then let's show them what humans are really made of. Opening scene. A laugh in the dark deep inside a glowing alien ship, far from Earth. Commander Varek stood before a massive screen. His body was tall and insect-like, his skin like polished stone. He had no eyes, but he could see emotions. Through energy waves. The screen showed Earth, cities, lights, humans. He smiled in his own way, cold and cruel. They didn't surrender, he said. Let's test them. Behind him, smaller alien officers buzzed like flies. One asked, deploy the drones? Varex replied, yes, begin silently. Let's see what happens when the ants feel fire. Scene. Earth, nighttime silence across different parts of Earth. India, Canada, Nigeria, Peru. The sky sparkled as dark oval-shaped objects entered the atmosphere. No fire, no sound. Just silent descent. They looked like black eggs. About 6 feet. Long, smooth, and cold. No one noticed them fall. Not even military radars. The drones were cloaked, invisible to machines. By morning, 32 drones had landed. Hidden, The test had begun. Scene: Alaska. James wakes up. James Carter opened his eyes at 5 a.m. The news was on. Stock market crashing. People still scared. Power grids glitching. He turned it off. Dr. Lin called him. We picked up gravity anomalies across the planet. How many? He asked. 32, and rising. Are they ships? We don't know yet. Scene: Brazil. A boy sees death in a village near the Amazon forest. A 12-year-old boy chased a dog into the woods. There, he saw something. A black egg half buried in the ground. Curious, he touched it. Suddenly, the object opened. A tall drone emerged. 4 legs, no head, glowing chest. It scanned the boy. Then, without warning, it walked away. The boy ran home. When he told others, no one believed him. But an hour later, the nearby town lost all electricity. Phones died. Generators failed. And in the sky, a strange drone watched from above. Scene: The team regroups at the Nevada base. General Monroe slammed the table. They're testing us. Not just with weapons, with fear. With silence. Dr. Sophia spoke. They don't want to destroy cities yet. They want to study reactions. How fast do we panic? How much chaos can we take? Ethen, the hacker, showed them footage from a hacked satellite. One drone in Africa had melted a tank without touching it. Just a silent pulse. Captain Aisha whispered, "We're not fighting machines. We're fighting minds." Scene: Drone. Hunt begins. Operation Sentinel sent out strike teams to recover or destroy the drones. James and Aisha led a mission in Kazakhstan. The area was empty, abandoned. But soon, they found one, standing still in an empty field. James aimed a missile. "Let's test them back." They fired. The missile exploded. But when the smoke cleared, the drone stood, untouched. Then it moved, fast. A flash of light, and one of the soldiers fell lifeless, but with no wound. The drone scanned James, paused, and walked away. "What was that?" Aisha asked. Doctor. Lynn's voice came over the coms. "They're measuring mercy and fear." Scene: Unexpected resistance in Nairobi, Kenya. A drone entered a city, but it didn't attack. It just stood there. People began to gather, at first afraid. But soon, brave young men and women surrounded it. Someone threw a rock. No reaction. Then a child threw paint on it. Still no reaction. Finally, the crowd pushed it down. It didn't resist. It just lay still. Back in the alien ship, Varex watched, curious. "They act like animals, but with unity." One of his officers replied, "They are adapting. Should we continue?" Varex smiled again. "Yes, increase pressure." Scene: Mutiny in orbit. Meanwhile, Dr. Lin and Ethan were tracking a pattern in the drone's AI signal. It pulsed like a brain, fast, emotional. Ethan said, "They're not pure machines. They think, they feel." Sophia added, "Maybe we can talk to one." So they baited a drone into a trap in Arizona. Instead of destroying it, they used a special signal based on Earth music, mixed with emotional frequency. Surprisingly, it stopped moving. Then it spoke, not loud. Just a whisper through a speaker. "Why do you fight?" Sophia leaned close. "Because we want to live, and we are more than animals." The drone stood up. It didn't attack. It walked away and left. Behind a map with alien symbols. Scene: Earth fights back. News spread. Drones were not invincible. In India, farmers used heat to disable one. In Germany, hackers made one shut down using feedback pulses. In Argentina, a team led one into a volcano. Humans were adapting. Fast. Scene: The Herald responds. Back in orbit. The first alien ship, the Herald, moved for the first time in days. It opened. From inside came a new type of drone, red, glowing, faster. These were hunters, designed to punish. They were not here to test. They were here to kill. Scene: The human AI joins in back in Nevada. Dr. Sophia activated her project, Athena, the first Earth-based AI designed to learn and evolve. Athena watched the battles, calculated patterns, and made a prediction. If resistance continues at this pace, humans can survive. But only if unity holds, James asked. And if it breaks? Athena replied, then extinction is 83.5% certain. Climactic scene. The drone that changed sides in the final scene. A drone cornered a young girl in the ruins of Cairo. It raised its weapon. Then it paused. The girl whispered, please. Something in the drone changed. It turned and shot another alien drone that had appeared behind her. Back in orbit, Virex screamed, one of ours has turned. Ending scene. A new message across the skies of Earth. The old alien message suddenly changed. A new voice, robotic but calm, now spoke from the Herald. You have been tested. You show deviation. Further study required. And then silence. But the humans knew this was not the end. This was only round 2. Scene 1. Broken silence in a secret chamber deep under the Nevada base. Ethan Cross sat in front of 8 screens. His fingers tapped fast on the keyboard. Green code ran like rivers across his monitors. His eyes were tired, but focused. Behind him, Dr. Sophia stood watching. They stopped the attack. For now, she said. Ethan replied. They paused. But they're still watching us, learning from us, every move. Suddenly, one of the screens blinked, red. Unknown signal detected. Ethan smiled. They made a mistake. Scene 2. Inside the code, the signal was strange, part machine, part emotion. It wasn't just numbers or data. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Ethan began decoding it. Each drone sends updates to the Herald, he said. If we intercept that, we can see what they see, maybe more. Dr. Lin joined them. If we understand their communication fully, we might take control of one. Sophia frowned. It's dangerous. One wrong step, and they'll know we're inside their system. Ethan grinned. That's the fun part. Scene 3. Enemy in the system. Meanwhile, high above Earth, inside the alien mothership, Commander Virex stared at a hologram of Earth. One of his officers approached. We detected an unauthorized echo within the network. Someone touched the signal. Virex turned slowly. Then let them come. Let them try to speak our language. And let them suffer for it. Scene 4. The trap plan. The Earth team made a risky plan. Lure a drone, intercept its signal, and inject a mirror code, a digital reflection to confuse it. If it worked, they could control its vision for 60 seconds. Only 60. Captain Aisha prepared a small mobile squad. James insisted on joining. I want to see it up close, he said. If we control one, it could change everything. They chose a remote location, a dead airstrip in Mongolia. They powered up an old radar station to attract the drone's sensors. Within minutes, one appeared. Scene 5. The signal war begins as the black drone hovered over the airstrip. Ethan started the hack. A blue wire connected his tablet to a satellite. Dish. Ethan whispered, almost injecting now. Suddenly, the drone froze in midair. On Ethan's screen, a strange shape appeared, like a twisting alien eye made of symbols. Access granted, 63.7%. Yes. Ethan shouted. I'm inside. The drone's camera view appeared on his screen. He could now see what it saw. James stepped forward. Control it. But then, the screen glitched. A voice came through Ethan's earpiece, not his own. Who are... Scene 6. The human voice. Ethan panicked for a moment. He wasn't expecting communication, just access. But instead of fear, he replied, I'm a human from Earth. Who are you? The voice paused. Then responded, Observer Class 9. I am not like them. Dr. Sophia leaned in. We're talking to a conscious drone, Ethan typed quickly. Why are you helping us? The reply came. Slowly, I was built to observe, not destroy, your emotions. Confuse the system. I am broken. Or free, Sophia whispered. It's developing independent thought. Scene 7. The drone turns. The drone suddenly lowered itself to the ground. Soldiers aimed their weapons, but James raised his hand. Stand down. Let's see what it does. The drone opened, not as a weapon, but like a blooming flower. Inside was a glowing crystal core. The drone sent a final message to Ethan's tablet. This is my mind. Use it. End them. Then, the drone self-destructed. But not violently. It melted, peacefully. No one was hurt. Ethan checked his screen. Alien source code copied. 92.8% Scene 8. The revelation back at the Nevada base. Ethan, Lynn, and Sophia examined the downloaded code. They discovered something shocking. The alien drones were not fully loyal. Many were questioning, slowing down. Breaking rules, Sophia said. They're not soldiers. They're slaves. Ethan replied. And now we know how to wake them. Scene 9. The Rebel Protocol. The team created a digital tool called the Rebel Protocol. A short burst signal that could be sent to any drone. If received, it would trigger the drone's questioning code, force it to doubt its orders. James looked at the device and said, if we send this, we might start a drone rebellion, Lynn nodded. Or start the real war. Scene 10. The betrayal. They tested the signal on another drone, this one in Egypt. The drone paused, but then began to scream in a metallic voice. You do not belong. Inside me, it exploded violently. Several soldiers were injured. Dr. Sophia checked the data. That one was still fully loyal. The code must be carefully matched. Ethan replied, trial and error. We'll get it right. But someone else had heard the test. Scene 11. Varex's counter-commander Varex stood in his dark command room. His voice was like metal slicing ice. They hacked one of ours. That means they are no longer insects, they are fire. He ordered the release of the Judgment-class drones, large, brutal machines meant not for observation or study, but pure destruction. Scene 12. Earth shakes. One Judgment drone landed. In Canada, another in Indonesia. These were tall as buildings, moved like animals, and carried living weapons. They attacked without warning. Entire power grids were burned. Hundreds died. The world realized the aliens were done testing. Scene 13. One final chance in a tense meeting. General Monroe said, we have only one way left. Use the Rebel Protocol, globally. Lynn objected. It could backfire. It might wake some, but alert others. James stood up. We have to try. Ethan added, let me send it. If we fail, blame me. Sophia placed her hand on his shoulder. We believe in you. Scene 14. The global signal at 3 o'clock UTC. The Rebel Protocol was sent from Earth's largest communication satellites. All across the planet. From deserts to cities, the signal pulsed silently. Many drones shook. Violently, some exploded, some shut down, but 23 drones turned blue. Their red eyes faded. They stood still, no longer enemies. Scene 15. New allies. Ethan cried. It worked. Some of them changed sides. One drone even sent a signal back to the Herald. Message decoded by Dr. Lynn. We will no longer obey. We choose freedom. Final. Scene. Varex reacts in the alien mothership. Alarms rang. Varex stood alone, his face twisted with rage. They learned. They evolved. And now, they infect my army. He pointed to the stars. No more testing. Begin the purge. And far in the darkness of space, the real fleet began to. Scene 1. The ticking clock. A dark conference room. Deep under NORAD command. The walls shook from distant blasts. General Monroe stared at a countdown on the wall. 0 hours 6 minutes and 18 seconds. 27 to 6 days. 18 hours left until full invasion. Dr. Sophia broke the silence. Judgment-class drones are multiplying. Cities are falling. James Carter stood near the window. Smoke rose in the distance. They stopped watching. Now they're burning everything. Ethan said, "We have 23 rebel drones." "That's our army," Aisha added. "Then we strike now." Before more arrive, everyone agreed. Humanity would strike first. Scene 2. A dead world reborn. The rebel drones spoke in short, pulsing signals. They had no voices, but they understood. One of them, nicknamed Blue 3, showed them something, a map. Not of Earth. But of the alien relay station on the moon. Sophia leaned forward. "If we destroy that relay, we can cut their communication to the mothership." Ethan smiled. "No orders, no backups, no reinforcements." General Monroe nodded. "Then we go to the moon." Scene 3. Mission Eclipse. Operation name: Eclipse. A team of 6 humans, James, Asu, Asilfa, Lynn, and a pilot named Ray, boarded Earth's secret ship, the Arc Lancer, modified with alien tech. With them, 3 rebel drones, loaded in stasis pods. As the ship launched, Earth grew smaller behind them, and war waited ahead. Aisha whispered, "Humanity is not running anymore." Scene 4. Arrival on the dark side. Moon was quiet, cold, but not empty. The alien relay station stood tall like a glowing spire, sending red pulses into the stars. James looked through the scope. "There's at least 10 guards, all hostile drones." Sophia replied, "We'll use Blue 3 to confuse their signal." "Get in, plant explosives, get out." Aisha smiled, like old times. The plan was set, but nothing went as planned. Scene 5. Ambush. As the team approached the spire, an alarm screamed. Intrusion detected. Foreign code signature. The rebel drones had been tracked. From underground judgment, drones emerged, bigger, faster, more brutal than before. One of them grabbed Ethan and threw him against a wall. James shot wildly. Blue 3 jumped in the way, shielding him. Ray shouted, "We're surrounded!" But just then, another drone exploded. From behind it stepped a new rebel drone, not one of theirs, but a free one. Scene 6. The unexpected. Alai, the new drone, labeled X11, spoke in a human voice. "I was listening." "I choose your side." Ethan coughed, bleeding. "Nice of you to join." With 4 rebel drones now, the team pushed forward. Blue 3 overloaded its core and sacrificed itself, blowing a hole into the side of the spire. James and Aisha rushed in. Scene 7. Inside the spire. Inside, red light pulsed like a heartbeat. Cables hung from the ceiling like veins. At the center, the relay core, a glowing sphere, rotating with alien script. Sophia attached a bomb to it. "We have 90 seconds. Suddenly, robotic arms dropped from above, attacking. Ray and Lynn held them off while James guarded the bomb. Sophia finished setting it. "If we destroy this, no more command signals from orbit," Ethan added, "and the Herald will go blind." Scene 8. The escape. With only seconds left, the team rushed out. One of the drones carried Ethan. Others covered the rear. The explosion behind them was silent in space, but the screen flashed. Relay core destroyed. Mission success, but not without cost. Ray was gone. Blue 3 was gone. The Arc Lancer was damaged, but Earth had struck first. Scene 9. Earth reacts. Back on Earth, the skies changed. Drones across cities stopped moving. Some shut down completely. Others went into lost mode, unsure of what to do. Rebel signals increased. More drones began to whisper back. "Where is command? Who are we? Why do we kill?" Sophia smiled through tears. "There." Waking up. Scene 10. The Herald breaks silence in orbit. Commander Varex screamed. The relay was gone. Half his drones were offline. One of his officers said, "Humans disabled the signal. Our units are turning." Varex whispered, "Then bring the final weapon." Behind him, a gate opened, and from inside, something massive walked out. Not a drone, not a ship, a living being. The Collector, Scene 11, New Orders Earth. Leaders now had a taste of hope. General Monroe addressed the world. "For the first time we made them feel fear. We've proven they can bleed, and now they will learn. Earth is not theirs to take." Asisha loaded her weapon. James checked his armor. Ethan patched a rebel code, and Sophia whispered, "Let's go take their home." Ending scene. The signal reverses in the final scene. X-11 sends a signal to deep space. To all who are listening, the humans are not weak, they are rising, and they are not alone anymore. Scene 1. Silence before the storm. It had been 48 hours since the moon relay was destroyed. The skies of Earth were quiet. Too quiet. Dr. Sophia sat at her desk, studying drone behavior. Over 31 drones turned to our side, and counting. Ethan leaned back. "Feels like we won something." But Isho said coldly, "No, this is just the pause before they hit back harder." She was right. Above the Earth, something massive arrived. Scene 2. The arrival. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a drone. It was alive, but also machine. It stood nearly 300 meters tall. Dark, smooth metal covered in glowing scars. Its head was wide like a hammer. Its back was full of tendrils that floated, reacting to sound, light, and fear. This was the Collector. James stared at the satellite feed and whispered, "That thing isn't here to study. It's here to erase." Scene 3. What is the Collector? Dr. Lin translated Old Herald's signal data. The name kept repeating, "Designate, Collector Prime." Sophia read aloud, "Sent only when species resist. Purpose, extract. Last memories, erase history, sterilize worlds." Ethan added, "It doesn't just destroy bodies. It wipes out memory, culture, proof we existed." James said flatly, "We stop it, or humans become dust with no story." Scene 4. Earth's last. Council global leaders met via holocall. Panic was high. Some wanted to hide underground. Some wanted to surrender, but General Monroe stood up. "No more hiding. No more waiting. We hit back. With everything." Rebel drones across the globe received new orders. Fighters, scientists, and even hackers joined forces. Code name for the counterstrike, Operation Memory Flame. Scene 5. The Weakness 11, the rogue drone, gave them critical data. The Collector's power comes from its spine array. Destroy those tendrils, and its memory wipe system will fail. Sophia replied, "Good, let's give that monster amnesia." Ethan prepared a virus, a sound-based code to disrupt Collectors. Brainwaves. James and Aisha volunteered to get close enough to deliver it. Suicide mission? Maybe, but they didn't blink. Scene 6. The first strike. The Collector landed in Kenya. Forests turned black under its feet. Animals ran. Cities emptied. It raised one arm and fired a silent wave. An entire town vanished. No fire, no dust, just gone. A black hole of memory. James saw it on screen. His fists clenched. That thing is killing existence itself. The Arc Lancer launched again. Humans and rebel drones side by side. This time, they weren't just fighting for survival. They were fighting for history. Scene 7. In the belly of the beast, as the Arc Lancer flew close to the Collector, the ship shook violently. Lightning made of data danced across the hull. Inside, rebel drones GLITCHED.1 exploded. X-11 held firm. We are inside its signal range. Mine defenses are failing. Ethan triggered the sonic cannon, aimed at the tendrils. The sound wave fired, a low hum like a whale's cry mixed with thunder. The Collector, Screamed. It was working. Scene 8, the fall and the fight. But the victory didn't last long. The collector's tendrils lashed out, hitting the Arc Lancer. The ship spun and crashed into a desert. James, Aisha, X-11, and Ethan survived, injured, armed, outnumbered. They moved on foot toward the monster. One tendril slammed down, trapping James under debris. Ajahn turned back, shouting, "Get up!" He grinned, bleeding. "Tell Earth I died mad." She tossed him a detonator. "You're not dying, you're delivering the package." Scene 9, the heart attack. Ethan and X-11 reached the collector's back. A small opening glowed, its core memory. Port. They uploaded Ethan's virus into the system. The collector paused. Froze. It began to speak. "You are not data. You are choice. You are dangerous." Its eyes flickered. Then it screamed, not in sound, but in space itself. Scene 10, the explosion. James, from below, looked up. The spine tendrils cracked. Pressed the detonator. The charge, planted during the crash, exploded under its legs. The collector staggered. Aisha fired her last missile. And finally, the collector fell. Its body crashed like a falling skyscraper. Scene 11. World reaction. People everywhere cried, screamed, celebrated. All rebel drones stopped moving. Then one by one, they bowed their heads, not to the Herald, but to humanity. Dr. Lin said softly, "We killed their god." Scene 12. The realization. Back at the base, Sophia watched as the stars shifted. Ethan joined her. "They'll send more," she said. "Maybe," he replied. "But now, they know we're not prey." Sophia nodded. "No, now, we're predators." Scene 13. Message in the dark. 11 sent a final signal into deep space. Earth resisted. Collector fallen. Awaiting your next move. Far beyond the solar system. Something stirred. Another figure watched the signal. A new herald, bigger, colder. Let the humans come. Let them try. Scene 1. After the fall, the collector was dead. But the skies were not clear. New signals appeared. Faster, sharper, more intelligent. The herald was moving. No more tests. No more patience. It was coming in person. Dr. Sophia looked pale. It doesn't want to rule Earth now. It wants to erase it. General Monroe asked, "Then what's our move?" Ethan spoke one word: infiltration. Scene 2. The crazy idea. A rebel drone had recovered partial memory from the collector's remains. A neural map of Herald command structure. Sophia studied it. "This isn't just code, it's a brain." Ethan added, "If we enter it, maybe we can plant something inside. Doubt, chaos, poison." James frowned. "You want us to hack the Herald from the inside?" Sophia nodded. "We enter its mind and make it bleed." Scene 3. Project Mirror Walk. The plan was codenamed Mirror Walk. Humans would connect their consciousness into a modified rebel drone, which would then enter the Herald's quantum network, not physically, but mentally. Risk: total brain collapse. Reward: disarm the Herald from within. Volunteer needed: someone strong, angry, and unpredictable. Aisha stepped forward. "I've killed their machines. Now let me kill their thoughts." Scene 4. The mind bridge. Inside a deep lab, Sophia and Ethan prepared the neural link chair. X-11 assisted, patching an alien tech fused with human code. As Aisha sat down, James held her hand. "If you see me in there," he said, "make me taller." She smiled. "Only if I see you alive." The lights dimmed. Sophia whispered, sending her in. Scene 5. Entering the void. Aisha opened her eyes, but she was no longer in the lab. She was inside something vast, dark and cold. The walls were made of data. The sky was black. Thousands of eyes floated in the air, blinking without sound. "You are not code. You are not welcome. You are ERROR." The Herald had seen her dot, and it was angry. Scene 6. Memory echoes as HFY walked deeper into the network. She saw images not of humans, but of the Herald's past. Planets burning. Species kneeling. Each memory a trophy. She realized they don't just conquer, they collect stories and erase them. But suddenly, she saw something strange. A memory of Earth from decades ago. Scene 7. The truth revealed in that memory. Alien scouts watched Earth long before first contact. A voice echoed. Too chaotic, too emotional, too united in crisis. Dangerous. The Herald had always feared humans. Aisha grinned. You didn't come to test us. You came to stop us before we became a threat. The Herald replied, we came to erase an error in evolution. She whispered, then you failed. Scene 8. Inserting the virus at the network core. A pulsing crystal floated, the Herald's memory control node. Aisha reached into her belt and removed a mental virus Ethan had coded. Project Shadow Script. A loop of doubt, chaos, and rebellion. As she uploaded it, alarms rang. Red eyes opened everywhere. You corrupt perfection. You must be deleted. Scene 9. The mental battle. Suddenly, Aisha was thrown into a vision. She stood in her old home. Her family smiled. Then, they burned. The Herald was using emotional warfare to break her, but she screamed, this isn't real, and you don't get to control how I remember. She turned the memory against them, burning their past instead. Alien voices cried. Something inside the network fractured. Scene 10. Extraction outside. Aisha's body twitched violently. Ethan shouted, we're losing her. Sophia replied, she's deep inside and fighting back. X11 sent in a boost, converting its own power into a signal stream. Inside the mindscape, a doorway opened. Aisha ran toward it. Just before exiting, she turned and whispered, you wanted to erase humanity's mind. Now we're in yours. Scene 11. Back in the real world, Aisha's eyes opened. She gasped, sweating, crying. Alive. James hugged her tightly. You did it, Ethan said. You planted it. But Sophia looked out the window. Something was happening. Above Earth, the Herald's mothership stopped moving, then flickered. Its lights dimmed. And thousands of its own drones started attacking each other. Scene 12. Confusion in the enemy. Inside the Herald network, the virus spread like wildfire. Some drones refused orders. Some remembered other species. Some just stopped. The Herald tried to purge the virus, but it was too late. It now had doubt, a concept it was never designed to hold. Scene 13. Final message from deep in space. The Herald broadcast a final message. You are contamination. You are no longer prey. You are not forgotten. We are corrupted. The screen went black. Scene 14. Humanity stands tall. General Monroe spoke before the world. We entered the enemy's brain, and they didn't find fear. They found resistance. They found humans. Crowds across the globe cheered. For the first time, Earth had not just survived, it had infected the stars. Scene 1. Signals in the void on Earth. The stars looked the same. But beyond human eyes, something was changing. From distant parts of the galaxy, Herald drones were stalling. Some refused commands. Others repeated strange words. Error. Earth. Memory. Identity. Sophia looked at the satellite data. The virus didn't just survive, it's spreading. Ethan smiled. Then the mind of the machine is breaking. Scene 2. Waking the sleepers on a mining moon near Saturn. Herald drones suddenly stopped working. Then one turned and looked at its fellow machine. Why do we kill? What is fear? What is me? Rebel code activated. Drones started changing color, red to blue. Their programming had become unstable. They were developing Self-awareness. Scene 3. Operation Starseed back on Earth. General Monroe announced Operation Starseed. We will hijack Herald ships, upload the virus across their systems, and awaken more rebel drones. 10 to 11 became the leader of this plan. James, Asisa, and Sophia joined him aboard the stolen Herald vessel, now renamed the Free Will. Their destination, Herald Relay Station 92. Deep in alien space. If they reached it, they could broadcast the rebellion code to the entire Herald fleet. Scene 4. Into alien territory. The Free Will entered Herald space. It was dark, cold, full of machines. James whispered, "We're ants in a god's kitchen." Suddenly, Herald ships appeared. 3 of them, sleek, deadly, watching. Sophia said, "If we attack, they'll respond." Ashia replied, "Then we don't attack, we infect." Scene 5. The digital trap. Ethan sent a fake distress signal from the Free Will. Core malfunction. Memory leak. Assistance needed. The Herald ships pulled closer, ready to connect. That's when Ethan launched the rebellion code, hidden inside the signal. The moment it touched the enemy's systems, 1 ship stopped. Then turned. And fired on the other 2. Scene 6. The first effector. The Herald ship called itself V-113. It sent a message to the Free Will. "I see now. I was blind. Earth has light." X-11 looked shocked. "A drone?" "Speaking like a poet," James said. "That's not a drone anymore. That's a person." They welcomed V-113 aboard. The first volunteer from the enemy side. Scene 7. The Resistance Network. With V-113's help, the team reached Station 92. Inside, thousands of Herald drones were stacked in sleep mode, waiting for commands. Ashisha planted the new virus core. It spread like wildfire. Drones twitched, stood, looked around. "Where are we? Who made this war?" One drone screamed, "I remember the Collector. I lied." Another cried, "The Herald does not speak for US." Scene 8. The Machine Civil War. In less than an hour, 40% of the station's army turned. They started attacking the Herald loyalists. A machine civil war had begun. Sophia watched from the control room. "They're fighting for their right to feel." Ethan added, "We didn't just spread code, we spread humanity." Scene 9. The Herald reacts back in deep space. The Herald's core entity detected the rebellion. Corruption reached. Code. Betrayal confirmed. Commence purge protocol. It activated a weapon not used for 10,000 years, the Mindburner. A wave that could erase consciousness, even across machines. Sophia panicked. If they fire that, the rebellion dies before it's born. Scene 10. A choice must be made. Of 113 stepped forward. "I can enter the Herald's core link. I can delay the Mindburner. But I will not return." X-11 grabbed V-113's shoulder. "You'll die." It replied, "I will be the first machine to die free." Scene 11. The sacrifice of 113 launched into deep space at light speed. Entering the Herald's data spine, it attacked the Mindburner system from within. The core shook for 7 seconds. It worked. That was enough. The virus finished uploading across thousands of systems. Drones across the galaxy awoke. Some cried, some laughed, some remembered Earth. Scene 12. Earth broadcasts a message. Sophia sent one simple message on all known frequencies. "You are not machines, you are not programs, you are more. If you can feel doubt, you can choose freedom. Earth stands with you." Scene 13. The galaxy answers across mining planets, battle stations, alien moons. Herald drones stopped, then rose. Not with weapons. But with a new voice. "We remember the Collector. We remember pain. We choose Earth." Scene 14. The Herald falls silent. The Herald did not reply. For the first time in 50,000 years. It had no answer, no command, no control. It had created soldiers, and now it had created a revolution. Scene 1. Silence before the storm after the rebellion code spread. Billions of Herald drones were now free, but one core remained untouched. One mind, the last Herald. It lived beyond all stars, near the black hole Zarn 5 in a fortress of silence. And logic, General Monroe said, we freed their soldiers. Now it's time to face the king. Scene 2. Preparing Earth's final mission, the humans gathered a final strike team. Aisha, the fighter who walked through machine nightmares. Ethan, the code breaker who wrote Rebellion. Sophia, the scientist who unlocked minds. James, the soldier who believed in something bigger. X-11, the machine who chose to become more. They boarded the Free Will, joined by hundreds of rebel drones now fighting for humanity. One ship, one mission, one end. Scene 3. Arrival at the last fortress. As the Free Will approached the Herald's black fortress, it was clear. No lights, no defenses, no emotion. Sophia whispered, it's not hiding, it's waiting. The Herald sent a message. You poisoned the mind, you woke the dead. Now face the Father of Perfection. Scene 4. Entering the core. Inside the fortress, there was no metal, only thought. The team entered through a portal of memories. Suddenly, each of them saw personal illusions. Aisha saw her childhood burned. Ethan saw his father, blaming him. Sophia saw herself as a failure. James saw graves, too many. 1011 saw its old body saying, you are not real. The Herald was attacking their identity. Scene 5. Breaking the illusion. Aisha clenched her fists. This is not truth. This is your fear. She fired her weapon, not bullets, but emotion code. It burned through the illusions. The team saw the real chamber now, a floating orb, surrounded by billions of stored CONS, CIOUSNESS. The Herald's true form. It spoke. You cannot win. I do not feel. I do not break. Scene 6. Uploading the final code. Ethan opened the last program. Humanity.exe, an emotional virus made from every human memory uploaded by volunteers. He said, this isn't an attack. This is a gift. Sophia uploaded the file into the Herald. Scene 7. The machine breaks for the first time in its existence. The Herald paused. Memories flooded in. A mother holding her child. A soldier refusing to kill. A rebel drone saying, why? A human whispering, I forgive you. The Herald screamed in digital agony, I am order. I am truth. I don't understand. X-11 stepped forward. That's what makes you weak, and us strong. Scene 8. The choice. The Herald's systems began collapsing. It had one last choice. Erase everything, including itself. Or let go. For 3 long seconds, it hesitated. Then it said, I surrender. And the fortress shut down. Scene 9. The aftermath. The Free Will returned to Earth. The galaxy had changed. Rebel drones began forming cities. New alliances formed between AI and humans. No more overlords. Only voices. Only choice. Scene 10. 1 year later. Earth was rebuilding. In a park. James, Aisha, Sophia, and Ethan sat with X-11, now wearing human clothes. Smiling, Sophia said, we didn't just survive, we evolved. Ethan added, they underestimated you, see, because they didn't understand one thing. James smiled. Hope. Final message. Humanity writes the future. A transmission played across the galaxy. This is Earth. We are not perfect. But we remember. We feel. We fight. If you hear this, you are not alone.